Hi guys, so by now you've all heard that Laurie Harvey has dumped another guy. She has ended the relationship with Damson Idris after, God knows, was it like 2 years of dating or just a year of dating? I don't even know the stats on how long they were dating for. And people, especially men, are saying that she's for the streets and that she's back on the streets just because she ended a relationship with a guy. And the thing is, do you know that most of us women are doing this whole dating thing wrong? You're not supposed to just stick with one guy. Don't sleep with, don't sleep around. You don't sleep around when you're dating, when you're doing the dating phase. We are actually supposed to date, be talking, be going out, just having clean fun with more than one guy, with several guys, in order to figure out whether or not, this is the one for me or this isn't the one for me. So what she's been taught by the best, Steve Harvey. Steve Harvey is a man and he knows the way that this dating thing is supposed to be done. He knows how you're supposed to. Back in the days, we used to court. Did we not used to? Oh, great, great, great grandmothers, didn't they used to court? The man would come to the house, talk to the family, get to know the man. The girl would be chaperoned while on dates with the guy. And if he wasn't suitable, then it would be like, bye, no, you're not the right person for me kind of thing. So we are supposed to date around. What she's doing is actually perfectly normal and perfectly fine. If you truly want to settle down, then you can't just be with one guy. You can't just date one guy. You're supposed to date around. And the way she's done it is actually okay because she sticks with one guy. Yeah, she goes out with him, get to know him, spend lots of time with him. And at the end of the day, maybe she sees a red flag and she's like, nope, can't deal with this red flag. So see you. Be gone with you. I don't want to be with you. You're not my type. We don't resonate on the soul level. We don't resonate in other areas. So the end. It is the end of this union. So off with you, you go. But the only people who are complaining are men. They are the only people complaining and trying to make out that she is a hoe. That's the only thing men come up with when they're angry or when they are upset that a woman is not necessarily doing what they as men do, but when a woman has got it together and she's figured stuff out and she's doing things the way that she's supposed to do things. And in this day and age, with marriages just failing so quickly, it's smart for a woman to date this way. Take time getting to know, because sometimes you think you know somebody and then you rush into a relationship with them, and before you know it, 6 months down, if you're dumb enough to marry that quickly, before you know it, 1 year into the marriage, or maybe when the child comes along, the children come along, everything just goes south. Everything just turns sour, and you realize that, my God, this man or this woman isn't actually the right person for me. So it's important not to rush when you meet someone. Yes, again, there are outliers, and sometimes you can meet someone and then within 6 months you're married and you're together forever and ever. Amen. Because you're soulmates or twin flames or whatever else, you like to call it. But generally, it's always a good idea because you don't know. You don't know. Some people are even married to people for years and years and years and they still don't know who they truly are. So it's important to just date in order to get to know the soul, the true person behind the face, behind the facade. It is important to date for a while and test out the relationship during different seasons, when the person's going through a hard time, when the person is going through illness. I mean, you can't always experience all those things within a year or two of a relationship. But honestly, it's important to take your time to just date, have fun. There's so much fun to be had as a couple going out on dates together, going on holiday together, going out to different places together, and just talking and getting to know one another. It's very important that in this, especially in this day and age, that we do not rush into marriages, that we take our time getting to know our beloved in order to avoid marrying the wrong person. And also, don't date because of looks. That is so shallow, and don't do it. Don't do it. Date for character only. Does the man or the woman have the character that you can see yourself with 10 years down the line, 20 years down the line? Do they have resilience of character? Are they kind in their speech when they're addressing you? Even in a state of anger, how do they treat you when they're angry at you? Do they lash out insults when they're angry at you? Are they gentle? Are they loving? Are they forgiving? Do they forgive easily? Are they quick to anger? Do you want to be with someone who's constantly angry, always finding fault in the things you do? Do you want to be with an abuser? Do you want to be with someone who has a drug addiction? You don't. If you don't, maybe you do. Who knows? Maybe you do. But if you don't, it's important to take your time getting to know the other person, and don't rush. Take your time. Don't rush. And yes, when the relationship doesn't last long, many people will call you names, especially your ex. They're usually the worst. They will call you names, maybe call you a hoe, and all kinds of names, but just ignore them and just focus on your new date. But yeah, it's so funny how people were actually predicting the end of that marriage before the end of that relationship before it actually ended. And I think it ended just like 3 days ago. But before it ended, I know lots of people, there were lots of speculations that, it would end soon. And I suppose people were right. It did end. And it's quite interesting. She's quite interesting. But I wonder who she will date next. And I wonder how long she'll take before dating the next guy. Oh my God. It is nice to take a break, though, between, relationships. But I wonder how long. I should mark this date. We should all mark this date in our diary to see when she comes out with the next guy. I wonder who the next guy would be. Who do you think it'll be? I mean, when we heard about her and Idris, what's his name? Idris? Damson, yeah. Damson Idris. It was like, oh, okay, because he's British, isn't he? But he does lots of stuff in America, acting and that kind of thing in America. But it was like, oh, Damson Idris. We didn't see that one coming, so we don't know. Do you have any guesses? Any ideas who you think she will end up with? Huh? I mean, she's quite young, isn't she? So she shouldn't really be thinking about marriage at this age. Not really. Not until at least her frontal lobe develops fully. Should she be thinking about marriage? Because most young people don't fully develop psychologically until after the age of 25. So when you're under 25, to me anyway, you're a baby. So you should take your time, just have fun, date. And that is what she's doing. She's having lots of fun dating and just enjoying life, which we should all do at any age. We should all enjoy life. So let me know in the comments who you think Laurie Harvey is going to date next. I can't think of anyone. Who would be a good suitor to her? Who is single at the moment that would be rightly suited to Laurie Harvey? But at this rate, I think she's just having... I don't think she's dating for marriage at this rate. I think she's just dating just to have fun, pass away time kind of thing. And good for her. Good for her. And I'm quite excited to see who she is going to date next. Let me know your guesses in the comment section. Good evening.